everyone, my name is Marushika Devan and today I'm going to narrate you my story Karma Repeats. In this universe of great expanse with so many planets, living being, cosmos and life, we are blessed to be born as a human. But little do we realize that we fail to notice this blessing and are only concerned about discriminating each other. And this story starts on the planet Earth. In a small town of India, it was raining heavily. The earth smelled of the invigorating soil, and people were walking by the road. Something was, of course, unusual. A dog was barking continuously, and all the people were ignoring, and they did not pay heed to the barking dog. But a rickshaw puller, who had stopped due to the heavy rainfall, noticed that dog. He gazed at the dog constantly and noticed that he was not harming somebody. Rather, he had been requesting for help. The rickshaw puller followed the dog and soon he came across an abandoned basket covered with cloth with an infant baby who was shrieking and crying his heart out. The child was so soft. She had red face. Without any second thought, he decided to take the child to his home. And from that day, my life started. I believe, isn't it sufficient enough to become a human? A child takes birth inside a mother's womb, unaware of the society full of criticism. But little does he realize that he would be thrown on road on the basis of his gender. The rickshaw puller already had 5 children, but still he did not rethink and showed the child to his wife. Both of them tried to find the child's real parents and also decided to lodge a complaint to the police. But all the efforts proved to be futile. The rickshaw puller and his wife decided that they had naturally 5 children and considered that child to be a blessing of God. Is our life already decided? In my opinion, that's not true. I believe karma and our actions decides and that's what influences our life. My name is Tamanna and I consider myself to be very fortunate to be the daughter of my parents. My father who works as a rickshaw puller and my mother who works as a house helper. I grew up with my 5 other siblings. My parents and all of us were contented and satisfied with everything that we had. My parents had never discriminated me from other siblings. Although there was a huge difference between my siblings, still I was considered the most lucky child. And being the youngest child, I was loved by my family. I loved my father, who had given me proper upbringing, even though we had less, but we never felt insufficient. And we always worked hard day and night. We studied wholeheartedly, and I used to be the topper of my class. Soon days passed by, all of us grew older, and I came to 7th class when my father met a road accident. After the accident, he did not have the same strength and courage to return to his work, as he had been injured badly. He had grown old and feeble. Moreover, he had been majorly affected by the accident, due to which he couldn't continue with the same work, as it was a strenuous work and he was not fit enough to carry with the same work. My mother became the sole earner in our family because our house expenses were met by whatever my mother used to earn. Whenever my mother returned to home, she would already be too exhausted. Her sari would be drenched with sweat. I remember helping my elder sisters to prepare food for everyone. Then our mother used to take care of her father. She had also grown old. By that time, my eldest brother had grown older. He had gone to the Gulf country as a laborer. He used to send his salary to home. We somehow managed our expenses with that money, but we always felt incomplete without him because he always used to send money and never came back home. We suffered bad circumstances and still worked tirelessly hard. Many instances came that we lost hope, and I used to ask myself that what is life? Is it something tragic or a gift? Why did we get such a big shock in the form of a father's accident when things were working just fine? Instead, I always got the same answer from my inner self that I will use my intelligence and my knowledge to help improve our conditions. I decided to give back to my parents. Days, months, and years passed by, and I turned 29 years old and became a well established and renowned doctor, a doctor who saved people's life with all her might. I was known for my perseverance, faithfulness, and sincerity. I was resolute and I had an unwavering strength to become successful in life. Everything improved. I had changed my family's financial circumstances. I helped my parents and my family to overcome every problem. I got married off to a loving husband, and by the grace of God, I had welcomed twin girl child. I felt myself grateful to God for every second of my life, and I loved my life and everyone around me. I didn't know to consider myself lucky or strong by my karma, but life had already decided another setback for me. It was an accident. I was driving home with my two daughters, and my car got clashed with somebody else's. The uncle whose car had got clashed with mine was afraid, and he immediately took us to the hospital. Luckily, I had been fortunate enough that my daughters were safe, but I had got hurt, and my blood group did not match with anyone else's, as I had a rare blood group. That uncle was apologetic and he requested to donate his blood, and coincidentally, our blood group had matched. I had been given intravenous drips, fluids, and medications. That uncle had grown worried for me. By that time, uncle had got familiar with me. Firstly, he had apologized. Then he turned nostalgic and we started a conversation. When we told about our area of birth, discussed about our family, he told that he also belonged to the same place and used to live in the same area 30 years before. While reminiscing, he had been recollecting, and in a sluggish tone, he added that I had a daughter and I don't know where she is. I asked him out of curiosity about his daughter, to which he replied that he doesn't know about his condition, where she had been. Later on, he told that she would have been the same age as mine, and he just remembered that his daughter had a star shaped birthmark on the right palm of her hand. Then I asked him whether he ever made any efforts to find his daughter. In a depressed tone, he replied that I have lost her myself. He had left his daughter on the road just because she was a girl child, and he didn't know whereabouts and condition of his daughter. He said that I'm still regretful for my action, as a result for which he doesn't have any children. He runs an orphanage and he helps injured people. Then I asked him about his wife, to which he replied that Tamanna, I had lost my wife years back because she had depression, because I had stolen my child and left it on the road. I am still a sufferer and I repent for my mistake every day. I want to get over with this punishment. I had thanked uncle for saving my life and my daughter's life, and as soon as I stood up, he noticed the mark on my right hand and he asked about my age, to which I answered that I am 30 years old. I had been found by my parents in an abandoned basket. His eyes were filled with tears and he started weeping. Then I said to him that I am very grateful to my parents who did my upbringing very efficiently, that I became a renowned doctor. I considered them my real parents who were like my God, more empathetic than my real parents who couldn't even do something for me. I told him that I considered that dog to be an angel who saved my life. I believed that for once a human can leave a human, but an animal cannot. That uncle started repenting and regretting over the fact that he had left such a good soul on road. Moreover, I had got answer to my question that karma repeats. My karma had been strong, which helped me to conquer every challenge that I came across. At last, I hope that everyone should believe on their karma, should improve their actions and grow empathetic towards people because karma repeats. Thank you.